Well, hello folks. It has been a few days, and by a few days I mean a few weeks. Actually, I've been doing some other things, playing some other games. Let's get back to it. Covenant rank 16. Let's keep the climb going. There we go. Okay, looks like we have Umbra Exile, which means we're playing with Primordium, sorry, which is a edible, incredible edible. First time we've played with Plink, so we'll need to keep at least one of them around. And we've got some regular torches to play with. Imps, feasts, perils of production. Sounds good. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to look. We are going against Talos, Arcus, and Semper. So no Scourges are going to be added to our deck. So we aren't quite as concerned about getting an immediate Ember bonus. But otherwise, I mean, obviously, it still could be very helpful, but not as, like, pressingly necessary. Let's do this first. Ooh, I like the option of making our advanced prototypes scale, since we can make them eat Primordium. Giving them multi-strike early sounds like a lot of free wins early, and then we can hope to scale later. I don't think Teeth of Gold is that great. It's okay. It does kill some enemy units sometimes, but really that only comes into play if you can't already get backline access. And if we can't get backline access, we're having bigger issues. So I think this is a good, strong early pick. Obviously going to fall off later, but that's okay. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to add status effects and a bunch of health, or do we want to add a bunch of buffet? I think let's go with the status effects, and then maybe we'll try to get the damage shield boosting going that way. Alright, so if they start on each floor, we are going to have some problems taking some damage, but if we draw a plink or two, we are in pretty good shape. And in fact, we drew two. We are in excellent shape. So this guy can go up here. This guy will go right here. And we can use one plink there. And I don't really want to take the 5 damage, so I guess we'll just go ahead and plink here as well. Yeah, that's fine. No, we'll get rid of these, it's fine. No big deal. Okay, if we can get another plank, we're in pretty good shape. Did not, but we did get a torch, so we can at least take out that. Why is only one of them dead? Oh, because somehow he's still dazed. Huh. Oh, because the status effect of him being dazed added a daze there. Well, that stinks. Alright. That is problematic. Not terribly problematic, but problematic. Somewhat. So if we do this, right, that gives him rage. So status effects are going to go over. So we can make rage happen in a pretty big way here. So that happens now. He's got 6 rage. The 2 Ember Drain is problematic because we're about to feast. And that is going to pass the Ember Drain 2 over there. But now he has 9 rage. Because he had 3 from this guy, and he got 6 more here, and then he's going to get another 5. So he'll be up to 13 after he loses the 1. So that's pretty good. Depending on the order. If he eats and then they lose rage, then he'll have 14. Bother. Sure. Okay, so we'll take 3 damage to the core. That's not the end of the world, obviously. This guy's dead now as far as that's concerned, but we can continue to do little things here and there if we want to. For example, we could Perils of Production this guy and extend our Ember Drain in order to get a bunch of stuff out this turn. That seems fine, so let's do that. And then we can pretty easily do something like this. Okay, he's got 47 times 2, so he'll take out each of these, so we're not worried about those guys anymore, and then we can try to get a little bonus score by putting these guys on the bottom, but and then this Rebel Morsel should give us 1 energy to work with next turn. Oh, never mind, because both of these guys took away. That's okay. We still do pretty well, it's fine. We don't win on the bottom floor, but like, obviously we're set up to win, it'll just be 1 extra turn. Oh no, we're going to take 3 more fire damage. Well, at least all of the Ember Drain is gone now, so we can, in fact, get rid of this. We can blink here for fun. Get Perils of Production, that guy, and then feast him, and then, I don't know. Like, sure. Monk. Alright, good. It took 6 damage. Probably could have avoided some of that by not feeding quite as much Ember Drain in, but, you know, if we lose by like 1 or 2 hit points later, we can blame ourselves for that. We've already got 2 of these, we don't need more. Packed Morsels seems fine. Adding Lifesteal to our main guy here seems fine, but Ember Drain is already killing us a little bit. I like Packed Morsels, let's do that. And I don't want any of this, I think. Rage 10 is interesting, but hard to pull off right now. I think. Well, might be okay. It might be okay. If I get it on like the second turn, I can put it on Primordium, and then whoever eats it has a bunch of rage. Let's try it. At worst, it's a curse, and we have an extra dead weight in our deck, but it does have some pretty interesting high ends with Primordium. Let's get a unit. We badly need one of those pretty soon. Morsel Maker sounds great. Overgorger sounds great. Let's go with, since we already have Packed Morsels and Primordium, let's go with an Overgorger to start with. We'll see what we can do with him. And we'll put multi-strike on him like a boss. And I don't really want to give him +5/+10. I'd rather give him +25, but this is fine. And then I think it's a pretty obvious, just give him a bunch of damage, and then we get rid of one of our torches, because obviously they're even worse than Plink. At worst, Plink does the exact same thing as a torch, and at best, Plink gives you morsels, so there's a pretty big difference in the two's relative power level, although I guess torch is targetable and Plink isn't, but that's a pretty small distinction to be making. Okay, so we can put Primordium out in the bottom, Overgorger, instantly feast, and give him not enough to get through the front line. So we can also torch the guy in the back and potentially avoid maybe I set up second floor so that I don't do the daze thing to myself again. I like that idea. And then I can maybe... I have enough torches and things that I can probably get a Plink or a torch to kill a Guardian up top next turn, is what I'm currently thinking. Let's go ahead and feast, get that in going in early. And then because we have no real need for more space here, we just torch that to make sure that we don't get the bad card, the Scourge, put in our deck. Okay, we did get the torch, we did get the Train Steward, so everything going according to plan. In fact, we can even blink that. Give ourselves a Tron Stuardo. That guy's not dead. Oh dear. Oh, well, he will be in a second, so we'll just add Rage 3, and then he'll be mostly dead. Right. Or I could just do it right here, and then he would be very dead. Let's just do that. That way I only get to Ember Drain 2 as opposed to 4, because that sucks. Once again, I think we just torch the back line here. And let's go ahead and start getting some damage in on things just to make sure that that guy gets killed next turn. Cool. Alright. Good stuff here. Only got 2 to work with, but since this guy is fine, I think our best bet is to simply apply a rage to as many upstanding individuals on our bottom row as possible. Okay, so he is not dead, which is troublesome, but we can make him dead. Maybe. By doing this, and then this. Ooh, he's still not dead. Oh, because he kills himself too quickly. Oh, fun. Well, let's try plinking twice then. 1, 2. Okay, we got rid of one of them, which does kill him. Okay, great. Cool. This going off, by the way, is actually impactful for the rest of the game. This is why we keep playing, because even though, yeah, we would have won on the next turn anyway, giving him an extra feed will give the +2 permanent bonus on Gorge, which is really, really nice. So we want those to stack up as early and as often as possible so that by the end we're not even worried about feeding him. He can actually just kind of go in place and do his thing. Great. Packed Morsels is already in existence once. We can take another one pretty well. I wouldn't take much more than that. We could take Making of a Morsel to be a little bit more of a consistent engine so that it doesn't go away. I like that. Also provides a little bit of variety to the deck. I think Welder Helper is probably not what we want here, and then we don't need more direct damage, so we're going to skip and take money. And, you know, if there was a time to take Alloyed Construct, I'm not sure this is it, but we could. Branded Warrior, on the other hand, might have some interesting applications with the already rage things that we're doing, so that's kind of okay. Huh. Our other choice is to take the 10 gold. We are at a breakpoint. It's probably worth talking about breakpoints here. If we go to, and let's look at the map while we're doing so. So if we go to Herzl's Horde, it doesn't matter. If we go to this one, it doesn't matter this one. So actually, okay, so it doesn't matter here. But let's say we were here and going to these stores. If we go this way where we don't guarantee ourselves more money, 160 gold allows you to buy 2 cheap upgrades, then do a restock, and then buy the other 2 cheap upgrades. So you can get 4 upgrades, and if you have 150, you can't. At least later on, that's true. I'm not sure if the cheap upgrades cost 25 yet. When they do, that's the only thing you can do, because it'll cost 100 to do the 4 cheap upgrades, and then the 60 to do the redo. But if it's cheaper, then it's kind of a moot point. However, we are on a little bit of a timer to get some more units, unless we really choose to go this way and get a Herzl's Horde. I mean, unless we go this way and get a Helvent and Armor Banner, but I don't really... I think I'm going to go here and take the extra artifact in hopes that we get something spicy that can scale, because our first thing doesn't scale. And then we can look to do either here or here, which kind of pushes us towards, let's go ahead and take a unit now, since we're not taking a unit here. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, getting +2 on the middle floor means we can set that up more nicely as an Overgorger. Sketches of Salvation seems awful because of the aforementioned ability. I think I've talked about it before, for it to completely screw you and put things in the wrong order, and then all your stuff dies. So, terrible, terrible. Relic, I think that one, this one's good. I think the other one needs to be remade. Oh, Bone Dog. Have we already won with Bone Dog on this run? Oh, no, we haven't. Oh, right, because we reset. Bone Dog's pretty cool. He's a way of getting some health behind. You can also just purge a card. I feel like we're in a position where eventually we're going to start taking some damage, so let's go ahead and get Bone Dog. Maybe unlock the card back, and at the very least have a bit of an ability for us to recycle it. Get some health back. Alright, Talus attacks every turn and applies dazed on strike, which means we need to be careful of getting hit. We do have some plinks on board, we do have perils on production on board. Um, of note, we need to cast Plank first, just to see if we need to perils on Primordium or if we get to put it on one of the other guys. Excellent, we can put it on another guy. That's very cool. So I think Overgorger goes here pretty easily. I think Primordium goes here pretty easily. And then honestly, we could go ahead and do the rage here and set that guy up for success, but I think I am going to go ahead and not gimp my mana next turn and do it this way instead. We're putting these here to be fed into him so he gets to +2. Obviously that fills the floor, so I'm going to get the Train Steward elsewhere. If we put the Train Steward down here, he's just going to get dazed and not do anything anyway, so we'll put him up here, get him dazed once, and then he can start doing good stuff. This also gives us an option of... Oh, good. He's just gonna murder those two guys, so that's cool. He can murder those guys, but there's no real benefit. He's not getting anything from kills, so planking twice here is also good. I think this is where we go ahead and do this. Go ahead and get those two things. Feed him again. That's nice. We've got 4 to work with, so we're totally okay there. Branded Warrior up top isn't going to do anything this turn, but can start doing some things later. Obviously don't have space down here, and down here is just kind of a wreck. Let's go ahead and see if we get a kill. We get 1, that's fine. We'll put this in there, and then to be perfectly honest, this doesn't do anything, so I'm not even really worried about playing it, but we'll do it anyway just for grunts. Alright, cool. And we didn't put him on the upper guy because even though technically he wasn't dazed, he was going to get dazed when she hit him, so there's no reason to worry about that. Okay, we did not get our other thing, but what we can do is we can put Train Steward up front, and then he can start murking everybody. That seems like the smartest choice to me. Do I have any reason to do otherwise? The Fledgling Imp would get killed before she gets to slap, so I think this goes there. And now these guys are dead. We can even blink to see if another one dies. Cool, so now we get a little bit of damage there. We can put that there for kind of no reason. Then let's just do... boy, too bad we can't do just a little bit more damage to the Fortress Disciple. If we could get it somewhere to where the first 31 killed her, then or him, or whatever. I guess it's not really a... It's androgynous. Alright, cool. Well, we'll just do 2 damage to the boss, that's fine. You know, I don't really want to redraw the Fledgling Imp, so let's just get it killed. I'd much rather draw just a bunch of rage. Cool. Alright, so we got our packed morsels, that seems fine. That guy is not actually dying, so kind of annoying there. Okay, we took out the haste guy, that seems cool. Let's get our Train Steward in. Let's get a big health modifier here. And then what we want to do is we want to put a couple of guys out here like this. And then we want to do the Fledgling Imp in front. And that'll give everybody rage. He doesn't actually lose any of his stacks and can kill both of those guys. And we can continue to just do a little bit of damage here and there. Okay. Pretty good shape here. Pretty good shape. So now we have a choice. We can either do Ritual of Battle or Making Use of a Morsel. There's not a whole lot of reason to do one over the other unless we really want to kill that guy. And I think that might be enough of a reason for us to do the morsel. So let's torch this just so that it doesn't go up top. We'll make the morsel We'll make the guy bigger. He's bigger. Very good. Okay. We'll do a little bit of damage to her. That's great. We can probably kill her, if we're being honest, by just doing this and this and this and this. Oh no, we can't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're not feeding the Overgorger anymore. It's fine. He's got some pretty reasonable stats. Obviously, having to put somebody in front of him was annoying, but ultimately didn't cost us too much other than, I think, about 4 stacks. So he's got, you know, -8 damage from what he'll have in an ideal situation. But this way, I'm kind of guaranteed that he wasn't going to die because he was our damage option. Okay, Dark Deal sounds boring. One Horn's Tome sounds too dangerous. And Transcendence sounds dumb? Do we have any summon anything? Those two guys? So probably no. I think we're good. We already have an Overgorger. Deranged Brute has some interesting uses with Brand Warrior, but only if we take expansion to the top, which is a possibility for us. We can do that now or later. And we can look to make Deranged Brute kind of a frontline or whatever. We already took a big rage spell. We've got 2 other rage things, so I like that. Let's do that. This has some nice synergy. And then our question is, do we want more space or do we want more casting power? And I think the fact that we can get some more casting power with Arrows of Production decently often means probably going for the capacity early so we can just stack that top floor is a good enough option. Getting rid of things seems fine, upgrading our units seems fine, getting a Hellhorn unit doesn't seem great, but it seems better than wasting 20 fire health, so I think we go here. I think we look at the Hellhorn units and say no. And we get rid of 2 torches because nope. And nope. At least with these guys, they're A, useful, and B, get out of the way when we cast them once. Same for Fledgling Imp. Planks, we can eventually upgrade a couple of them, but we'll probably still want to get rid of like 2 of these guys. Torches we just flat out don't want. And what else we got? Endless. Endless is a cool option for a tank. So we could do one of these Trading Stewards as like an Endless plus 25. That's a decent option for 100 gold. Rage 7 sounds fantastic for this guy because he is his own friendly unit, so he will be mad. Which normally Rage gives you +2 per stack. Since he adds an additional 3, that's 5. So Rage 7 gives him 35 damage on the first turn, and then obviously falls off by 5 per turn. But 35 damage is a pretty big upgrade. So that seems very, very obvious. I'm less obvious on this one, but I'm okay with just having one of these guys be just like he's the tank. And then we got a question, do we want to re-roll and upgrade guys further? Probably, because we got the Deranged Brute and the Branded Warrior to go still. Yeah. I'm comfortable just spending cards. Or spending money to upgrade cards. We get another +25. That seems fine for one of these 2 if we really want to. We could do another +10 to a Train Steward. We could do a +10 to one of these guys because it seems important for the Rage. I'd rather put Rage 7 on him. Let's put the 25 on this guy, knowing that he's likely sometimes our front line. And we could do a 5-10 on him. And then he's done, so that we're not worried about doing more to him. Multi-strike would have been nice, but we didn't have the money for it, so we're just ignoring that it existed. And then we'll just make him a basher. That seems fine. We'll probably get rid of 2 of those Train Stewards anyway, if we get the extra, but this seems great. being able to add damage shield to a unit seems very good. We are definitely going to be looking for Wretch, which will bring back eaten units. So once he's fully chomped down, we can bring him back. Then restoring all health is somewhat problematic unless we can set up a big kill floor, but I think the middle floor could pretty easily be set up. Yeah. So we're pretty okay here. Now the real question is, do we try to set up bottom or middle? I think maybe we do top, actually. Since there wasn't any way to kill that particular turn, I think it was more important to go ahead and get the smackdowns going. Okay, so nobody is dying yet. That's a problem. How much do we have to work with? 3, technically 6. We can cast everything. Just have to be careful about the order in which we do so. And we don't want to cast things here unless we need to. So, like, making of a morsel should be cast upstairs, even if we're putting the morsel here, just so we don't give it more armor. Okay. We probably want these two guys up top. We are also probably not killing that guy unless we put the rage. Well, even there, it's still not going to do it, right? Yeah. Okay. So he's not dying. That's problematic. Okay, so we can hope that the plank hits this guy. And that's where we are. Okay. So that's fun. So Morsel Miner being here is probably where we want to go. And then I think we do... Guy's got 95 health. Set that up there. Question is whether or not we put the rage on this guy, or this guy. It's not going to kill that unit anyway, so do we want Rage and Ember Drain killing us for the next 2 turns? Do we have anything that we really want to cast next turn? We got most of our units out except this Striker. That Striker might be very nice to have. Ritual Battle might be very nice to cast. So I think we just put Perils of Production on that guy, knowing that we're only getting through the armor anyway, so whatever. Let's kill her. And then 10 times 2 and 40 is going to be not enough. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so that one's dead, that one's not. Is there a way we can make them both dead? I would prefer this. That guy's still not dead. I am not going to get my wish here, so 10 times 2 is 20, 45, 50, 80. So he's exactly dead if I cast nothing up here. So I'm going to just let that 7 damage go through. We're taking 7 damage, boys. Alright. That being said, can we kill more things? This is our Striker. This is our Striker. Nope. Our Striker got passed by? No, it just hasn't come up yet. Okay. I'd like to put the Striker back here. But I can still do that because he's getting eaten this turn. Okay. So let's go ahead and give him Rage. That kills everything. You know, honestly, if we get... Nah, we didn't. Okay, I was going to say if we get double Plink on Coal Marksman, we can feed him again, but we didn't. That's okay. Let's just do this to knock out a bunch of armor. Okay. So we've got our space to work with. We've got our train steward here. That's fine. We've got a fledgling imp we can even put up front. Oh, no, we can't. We're out of it. We're out of it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, we got our 5 health back. Cool. Draw that one more time. We're totally golden. Don't cast anything here. Except maybe feast. So if we do... Oh, Plink would give us 2 things, right? Yeah. That seems nice. Or 1 thing, sorry. And we just get to make some choices here. Cool. Okay, these are all excellent. All excellent. And I guess this guy's gone down here just for reasons. We can save a little bit of health by just doing this. Yeah, he gets 10 armor, and then, oh, he's going to get 10 more armor, but we got a lot more damage, some lifesteal, and he's now taking more damage. So that seems good. Okay. Double Plink seem useful. Yeah. Could have gone better. Perils goes here. Keep feeding this guy. Overgorger is going to be our win condition. Oh, thank you. It's a quick roll. It does work. And it's just a question of, do we want to put some rage here, just put some more rage here. We can save 1 hit here. That seems good. Let's just do that. Okay. Alright. So we've got 3 of this to work with. Now we have more. We can pretty easily do this to save a little bit of health, and that's totally enough to win already. This gives us the possibility. Excellent. Okay. So that's 1 more feed on the Overgorger, which is good. That's good. Alright, so we didn't take any damage net, I think. Oh, 2 damage. That's fine. Got some hammered chest plates. That's really good for our... this is a surprisingly good for Umbra thing, especially on the allied clan, because now he's going to have 13 health that he provides. So that's super nice. Super nice. I'm not real excited about Cave-In. I'm not real excited about Ember Cache. Ember Cache is fine. Ember Cache is fine, and it does give us a way to get more energy. Maybe we just take that. I mean, Excavation Eruption does too, but only if you kill stuff, and we'd have to invest pretty heavily to make that happen. And we already need to invest damage into Plinks, so we have less money to do that here. So I think, yeah, it's probably our best bet. Or just skipping. But 0 cost is nice. I'm totally okay with that. Consuming for Rage 3 is okay. Again, I'm just not real excited about those, so I think I'm just going to skip that. I don't think adding 3 rage is that important right now, when most of the rage that I can add also has other effects that I like. Well, we don't have a whole lot of money, so going here seems problematic, but we also aren't missing much health, so going here seems problematic. Do we have any cards that we want to do again? I mean, that Overgorger was pretty beefy, but I don't really need 2 of them. Do I? I don't really have space for it. Don't really have anything else that I want to have multiples of, I think. Except maybe making of a morsel. Having that come up more than once would be okay. Now let's go over here. I think this is probably a little better internally. You know, I did that, but we're making a video, so we should talk it through. Money is actually super good for us right now because we didn't have much. This gives us 160, which is again breakpoints. So that's like a 2, and then this becomes a 2 at that point. This is a 1. So we got 5 level here, that's a 0, that's maybe a 2, and that's maybe a 1. So we're really only looking at 3 versus 5, so this is better for us. Okay, Merchant of Steel. We got a large stone available, we got a battle stone available. Hey, battle stone is what we wanted for Branded Warrior, I think. Just to give him a little bit of beef. And then I think we wait on the other and then just go here. Let's see what they want to offer us. But no? Okay. Alright, so that didn't turn into anything we really wanted. I don't think large stone does either. Unless we want to use a large stone to do this. And have the biggest train steward known to man. Sure, let's do it. I don't know what this deck is even doing anymore. Enemy units on each floor is problematic as we go because they'll start getting harder to plank off. And we don't have any upgrades on our plank, but that's okay. All that damage is going to happen anyway, so what we want to do is set up for the turn after. Which is incredibly hard, actually. Oh boy. Okay. So, if he goes up front in the top, then Branded Warrior and the Beefy Boy can't sit together. That's uncomfortable. But if we leave the top open, or put Primordium up there, then his bonuses don't do anything. So, we are stuck making a choice. Let's do the following. Train Steward takes 3, that thing takes 2, and then 3 more would bring in a Overgorger, so I could still put the Overgorger on that floor. Would he die? No. So I can still put him here. He takes 6 damage. Now everything on that floor is dead, and he actually takes no damage because of rules. I like this. We will continue to stack all the things into this man for now. Okay, 6 damage is fine. We can get most of that back with the first bone draw. There it is. That thing is annoying. Let's see if we hit it once with a plink. That's a no. That being said, if we put Overgorger out, Overgorger guarantees all dead, which is cool. And then we can feed this guy a little bit. Then we choose a guaranteed kill or possible more things. I think we just guaranteed kill. Let's go. Got our 5 health, so we're only 1 short. That's dead. That's got some stuff going. Seems nice. So let's start stacking this guy up here. These guys are all dead. Those guys are all dead. We've got 3 runs left. I don't think that's enough to really cycle through too many times. Let's just get a couple of these guys out here. That seems fine. And let's see if we get lucky. Nope, that's okay. I will leave the Magnum Morsel. I think that's probably worth just leaving. Probably Perils is also unnecessary right now. Just don't want to deal with the Ember Drain. I can give this guy some rage, but he's clearly doing fine in terms of damage, so let's just provide some of this. Feast is here. Lucky Plink, or just turn Steward because it's an undead. Train Steward. Morsel. And we can Incredible Edible, but I think that... Does that trigger Harvest? No, it doesn't. Cool. Okay, well, that gives us a double kill there. Cool. I like that. That's for later. There's nothing else to eat here. This floor is kind of stacked already. The question is, do we want to put a striker back here and let this guy tank? Do we want to put these two fledgling imps in front, let them die, but then provide a ton of damage on the back end? Put them in the middle and then maybe take that thing out. I think maybe just put the striker in the back. We'll make this a kill floor. That seems fine. We'll put him out here. We'll put a rage thing behind it. And we'll just see what we get. Okay, that seems fine. This plank gives us a thing we can do. And then we can provide him with rage. Maybe the possibility of doing some damage. Yeah, he'll get to do damage once. Cool. Yeah. So Overburger being in the front is kind of problematic for us because he's the biggest damage, but we've got two other damage threats here, so we're still winning pretty comfortably. And Bone Dog will get us to full. Actually, hey, that's nice. Cool. At this point, I mean, feeding Overgorger more is cool, right? Like, the bigger he gets before the end, the better. But he's already a 49 times 2, so we can kind of leave him alone. He's already doing almost 100 damage without being fed from here on out. So more is more, but he's functioning, and we're only getting to the 6th circle, so we've got some time to do cool things. We can cannibalize. That seems questionable. Grovel seems fun. Grovel seems fun from the standpoint of being able to potentially add damage shields to our Primordium and feed more damage shields in, but other than that, it doesn't do a whole lot. We're mostly filling our floors because we have too many units. And it costs a lot of Ember. We don't really have a lot of extra. But it is one of our only 2 consistent ways of morsel generation. Cannibalize similarly would give us a way of getting that. We could use that on imps. I like that. Important work. Well, that would have been cool if we didn't just take cannibalize. So, we'll skip. Let's modify some spells, because we desperately need to do that. But before we do, friendly service announcement, torch, get out of here. You know, even though it's only 1 damage, I feel like a torch at 3 to start with would be such a better card. When you already have a restore that heals 1 and is regen 1, I don't think having torch deal 3 targeted damage is that crazy. But right now, it's just so bad. It's just so bad. $20 magic power and consume is exactly what we're looking for planks. Costing -1 seems really, really good for Rage of Battle or making the morsel. Both of those seem great. I'm a little bit more of a fan of doing it here only because we also already got holdover, and that's a great combo right there. Let's see what else we get. We got Permafrost. Permafrost is really funny for Bone Dog's favor, so we don't have to keep redrawing it. And then we just always get 5 fire health at the end of the turn. So let's just do that. I think that's useful enough beyond just being funny. And then making Ritual Battle cheaper is pretty obvious. Okay, so we can get Heartstone. That seems really good for Overgorger. Heartless seems really bad for everyone. And then we've already got a thing. So I think this is pretty much the play, just making sure that he doesn't die. Or at least increasing his expected lifespan, right? And at that point, we really could look to, like, make another one. Hellvent it or something. All right. This one doesn't want us to cast on that floor. We got this for the whole game. Not thinking we're going to need it much here, but it exists. Let's go ahead and start off packing in this floor here. Let's get our Overgorger gorging. Okay, and that Permafrost is just going to keep that thing right there. We don't have anything that makes us discard cards, so he is just Santa's little helper for the rest of the game. Okay. This is fantastic. Right there. Then our question is just, do we go ahead and put the Branded Warrior here, or put him above, and just sort of sacrifice that thing? Let's go ahead and put him above. I feel like we might as well. And do we put even more rage on this thing? I kind of feel like that'd be... Is that crazy? It's a little crazy. I mean, we could put it right here, and the rest of the rage transfers over, so it feels a little less bad, because then he doesn't get double, we don't get double Ember drained. But our Ember is in pretty crap shape if we do that, so maybe we just let that pass this time, and say better luck next time. Perils of Production. We need to be able to streamline a little more to make sure that Perils of Production can be useful, so I think probably taking energy here is where we're going. That is our future. We've got a Clink that can do some damage here. That does 11 twice. At worst, it hits this thing twice and does nothing for us. At best, it kills both of these backliners, and we save two shields. And get 2 more eats. I like that. Best case scenario, 100%. Okay. Let's go. Feed the monster. Then our question is really just, do we want to, like, pre-feed? I don't think so. The only reason to do that would be if we wanted to actually get all of our units out, and I think this Train Steward is just kind of like whatever. That's not entirely true. We could actually fill top floor and... Yeah, okay, so we are going to do it. Yes, he will still die. He's got a bajillion everything. He's fine. Okay. So we can put a striker behind him, or we can put a meatball in front of him. I like putting a striker behind so we can continue feeding. I also like the idea of just putting Shieldmans here, and then just saying, well, we're going to get the Endless guy here, so we just do strikey bits. Oh, we can't. Oh, we can't. That's fine. We could just put a striker here. And we'll put Rage Man here. And then our last unit will go up top, and everything else is just generation. This one is Hellborn Harvest. That only happens when things die, not eaten. Important distinction. So that can go. We can potentially save ourselves a little bit of life. We can play everything in our hands. We can just fish for... Oh, didn't get it. Okay, that's fine. So let's see what all we got. We got... Does this guy have sweep? He does have sweep. It sucks. He's got 4 damage, so he will kill everybody but Morsel Jeweler. So, that's okay. We will just magma morsel the top floor once. We will morsel miner the bottom floor. And then we will magma morsel up here too. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Would have been nicer if we had a way to get more of the beefy units into Overgorger, but c'est la vie. We have the makings of a pretty comfortable win here now that we've got our every turn thing coming up. You know, Perils of Production is there to do whatever. We can't put this anywhere except up here, and that's fine. That's where we want it. We can save ourselves a damage shield by putting a fledgling imp up front. That seems fine. And then technically we can cast Blink. I think that's far less than necessary, though. Yeah, I think we're probably fine. Let's call that good. Okay, once again we have the dilemma of this guy, but this time we've got our Consume, which did in fact take it out. That's fantastic. That's precisely what we wanted. And then we can actually cast everything if we feast first. Cool. And we can fish for kills. Great. And feast your eyes again. Good. Alright. That should be, without doing too much calculation, that should be a pretty easy win. He's got 124 times 2, and that guy's got not that much. And we can make it worse every turn for the next 2 turns, basically. This turn, he'll come down here, next turn, and then the turn after. So actually 3 turns. He's still got 17 rage. I mean, that's pretty much worth going ahead and trying to figure out how to do this. Let's let's do it this way. It's gonna feel stupid, but oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's just get. I'm just gonna get the 10 rage. That's fine. Okay, that guy's dead. Nothing to worry about there. Fledgling Imp is here. Great. We can instantly sacrifice him. That gives us 3 things to defeat this guy, which is even better. So that guy obviously needs to go in there. This guy obviously needs to go in there. And then probably we just blink here, because why not? We might as well Perils of Production here just to get a little bit more damage in. We can save a hit by using either one of these. I think we comfortably kill either way, so we just add damage. And then we tank an extra hit, so now he takes a little bit more damage. Cool. Great. Okay, so we win. Let's feed harder. Feeding is good. Feeding is great. Let's see if we get a useful spell in here. No. Okay, so we gotta sacrifice our morsel to do this, but that feels fine. In fact, maybe not. Maybe we cannibalize this guy, or we just cannibalize the top row. Totally fine. Okay. So we're gonna do that. He's gonna eat a whole bunch of guys. We're in great shape going into the last fight. Second to last fight, I guess. It's fine. Add some more rage just for insult. Do some planks because why not? And we are still at very much max health. Killing on the second floor is our bag. Okay. Double the amount of rage on friendly units. I would not normally take this card. It seems good, actually. We're doing a fair bit of rage. We are doing a fair bit of rage. That being said, it does continue to stack up things in our deck. So we need to look to see how many more things we're getting rid of. I think Merchant of Magic is probably our better option here, except for the Pyro remains. We could take the Wurzel's Horde and Forgotten Moons. Either way, we're not getting an Unstable Vortex here, so we can really only get rid of 2 cards. The benefit of a Merchant of Magic is it allows us to upgrade planks. We can get rid of 2 of our planks, and then we'll have 1 left. So is the last Merchant of Magic on... Okay, so the Merchant of Magic is here. So we can upgrade our last plank and get rid of 2 others here. So that's fine. So maybe we just go here and just try to do a couple last upgrades on Branded Warrior / Train Steroid. I mean, these don't feel like incredibly impactful floors here. But I'm kind of okay with that. Our deck is pretty good. So the reason here is, are we gonna do anything to make Last Stand come back to us, or do more than just the one thing? I'm not saying it necessary. I think we just get... I'm a little worried about this, so I just want to make sure that we win. Let's get the extra Ember. Obviously, we got some turns where we're having to play pretty fast and loose with that. So, getting the boons, obviously, we can do first. Getting this is probably important, so we can see. Okay, spells get an extra upgrade, so that's cool. Or we can draw more cards. That seems nice. Okay, that could give us some pretty interesting bits. We did not get a bonus rage. +5, +10 seems fine there. +25 seems fine there. We can either do quick with Branded Warrior, or we can fish for more rage. Fishing for more rage, to be fair, costs us quite a bit. We can also just purge a card. We can also just purge a card. If we do that, we can potentially get rid of all of our other planks and only have 2 of them. Seems nice. Okay. Oh, and we gotta upgrade our champion. Alright, so we give him Buffet 5. They really want to give us Buffet 5. I do not want Buffet 5. Or do I? So Buffet 5 gives a total of 65 health and 10 shields. Or I can give 12 shields 3 times. Okay, Buffet 5 is maybe actually better. It does stay in our deck for longer, so it means that we have more opportunities to boost rage on it as well to keep feeding in. It also means that it takes up space for longer. I think that's okay. I think Stalwart Snack may actually be a good bonus here. Especially because we got the +3 on the health. Enemy units entering with armor 20. I mean, we've got Dogbone to bail us out of taking too much damage, so I think that's fine. Okay, dress for success. Let's go ahead and get these things up here. Oh, buddy. Well, that's a hard choice, right? Because we can go ahead and do some damage. It doesn't mean anything, but it also gets the plank out of our draw rotation. But this gets the Train Steward out of the rotation and does do about the same amount of damage. So it's fine. Okay, so we can't cast the plank this turn. That's okay. This is going to do 4 damage to everything, which is going to absolutely ruin our crap. That being said, we can do the thing that we were talking about with that having rage in there. And anybody who's got less than 4, so we can do him and him. Actually, technically, we can do all of them. And then just eat it all. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, cool. So he's got all that stuff. We don't lose any of those guys. Yeah, we don't get to play those 2 guys, but it's fine. That thing's dead. This guy's super dead. We will have Ember Drain 2 next turn, but it's not the worst thing to happen. We're going to get more Ember Drain. That seems fine. This is our Endless Boy. Let's do this in an order that makes sense. So he's going to go out front to apply some Rage. Then we'll put more Rage on him, because he's going to die anyway, and then we can cast both of these without worrying about it. This guy's our Endless guy, so he gets in front here. This guy's our Striker, so he goes back here. And I think we're set up. We got one more guy that'll come through eventually, and it's fine. Which we didn't even upgrade, but we don't need him to be upgraded. It's nice if he's upgraded, but we don't need him to be upgraded. So we're probably plinking the fledgling imp here, right? Probably. So we can put him out, we can perils of production him, then we can cannibalize him, and then we can plink. Or then we can plink and then cannibalize afterwards. Yeah. So do that first, we'll perils it anyway so that we don't lose anything. Then we'll go ahead and plink down here. If we get lucky, nothing happens anyway, so none of this matters. But that's fine. We'll just do that. Ooh, that does matter. Cool. So, does he have more than 4 health? No. Okay. That's fine. Let's put him here. And then we can sacrifice... Also, we could sacrifice that thing. He gets eaten for the last time this turn. Yeah, let's sacrifice this guy. He does take a little bit more damage, but then we can look to boost him in other ways, like this. And then this guy can go out here and get eaten, which gives him another boost. Super bueno. Yeah, so we only get Ember Drain 2 for this turn. I'm okay with that. We only get one choice here. We can either consume that or keep casting these guys. I think the choice is probably fairly obvious, but let's think it through anyway. If we plink, then we might take out this guy, which saves us a damage shield or so. But doesn't do much else. That guy is living. That's great. Which means putting him out is meaningless-ish. So let's just keep statting up our multi-hitman. Go ahead and feast it so we get the extra thing. Cool, we can do extra things now if we want to. We already have Ember Drain 1 on him, so putting Ember Drain more is bad, potentially. But maybe we don't care? Oh, we super don't care because we got Excavated Ember coming. Okay, so we Ember Drain the crowd out of this and we just play everything. Okay. Nice. That's not what I envisioned happening, but it's totally fine anyway. And then I think we just put more busted stuff down here. Okay. Just so that we don't have to draw it again. That's totally fine. We got this. We got another one. We got our last one. Now we can cast everything we can. Let's get the morsel out. Let's get the morsel in. Let's get the rage out. And let's go ahead and cast our planks for no reason. And then we cannibalize something. We cannibalize the guy that's endless. That's part of why we did it. Oh, we realized that we're stupid. We should have cannibalized that thing. That's fine. Then we can give a morsel excavator or this over here, so we do that instead. We'll do this up here because goodness, we didn't think that one through. That's okay. We lose our morsel miner, but we get him back next turn. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay. So, Perils of Production is here. This thing is here. This thing is here. That thing is there. Is that even dead? No, it's not. Oh, how annoying. Alright, well. I mean, Bone Dog will give us the health back, but it just means that we're a little bit of HP down. That's fine. Okay. Comfortable. Lost 3 health. No big deal. We will get that back in spades. We can engine upgrade a room. That doesn't seem very good. I think the answer to these is probably no. The only one that's tempting is Void Binding, but adding Ember Drain 3 seems really harsh because what we would want to be putting it on is our Primordium, and I think it's not where we are at. So let's just skip it. We will win with these cards another day. Infinite Box is probably good, actually. It gives us more cards to play. It consumes, gets out of the way, those creatures can be sacrificed. Seems fine. And then Merchant of Magic is what we want to do, mostly because we have a Mindstick Vortex. Let's go ahead and do that before we forget. 1 Plink is obviously going away, and then let's look to see what our other options are. Trinkets, what do we got trinkets-wise? Units get an upgrade slot. Well, poops. Start a battle, summon a morsel miner. That's fine. Grant plus 4 stacks of armor. Are we ever doing armor? No. Morsel miner seems good. Let's see what our upgrades are here. 10 magic power is fine for the one that sticks around. At which point, probably want to just get rid of the other one. Like this. Right. No, let's think it through. Let's think it through. Remove, consume, and cost +1. Is there anything that we want to do that? Ember Cache is the only possibility there, and I think that's a no. -1 cost is probably the most important to get on our Ritual of Battle, maybe, just so that it's always done. Yeah, let's make that always doable. So we don't want those options. Let's see what we've got. We've got 10 magic power and permafrost, so yeah, let's get rid of the other Plink because there's no consume option, so bye-bye Plink. Oh, we did upgrade our Train Steward. Okay, so they're all upgraded. So 10 magic power, can't go on anything except that. That actually might do a thing. We'll see if we have the extra, if we got extra 20 gold, then we can do that. -1 seems really good to do on Candlewise, so we don't have to think about it, we can just cast it if we want it. We can also permafrost on. Ooh, what would we want to permafrost on? Probably on Candlewise, maybe, just so that we don't have to cast it every time we draw it, but we are always able to when we want to. Do we care about that? No. Okay, so these options kind of suck. So that gives us 325, which is very nice, so we can reroll and maybe get another one of these things. Friendly units enter with lifesteal 2. That seems good. Friendly units gain +2 on Slate. That seems fine, but not necessary. So I think lifesteal 2 is probably what we want, just to make sure that nothing dies in dumb ways. And also that lifesteal 2 would get on Primordium. So he will add lifesteal 10 to whoever his frontline is, so that seems awesome. Okay, we've got enough. We can go ahead and 10 magic power our consumable Plink, which just means that it hits some things harder. Alright, we're set up. Our deck is fine. Before we start this, let's look at our deck to see what we're doing. So Primordium has been upgraded to be mostly a defensive buffer, right? So he's only adding +3 attack, but he's adding 2 damage, shield, and 13 health every turn, which is great. Branded Warrior is here to do a little bit of damage, but is mostly forgotten along with Deranged Brute up on the top. We've got Cannibalize to sacrifice some things to give us some morsel units. We've got Ember Cache to give us a little bit of help along with Perils of Production to give us Ember when we're losing our Ember from Ember Drain. Feast allows us to chew through our units faster to make more space for either more of them or to avoid getting them swept. Fledgling Imp provides some rage, which actually turns into a decent thing because we're adding more rage with Ritual of Battle, but mostly to Primordium if we can, so that it gets eaten into Overgorger. Overgorger is already at 109 times 2 just when we drop him. And then he will only get bigger from there. So he is already fine as a backline, so we could actually potentially put somebody else in front of him if we wanted to and feed them to make him bigger, or we can just leave him front. No big deal either way. And then because we took the advanced train stewards, we're actually running with 4 train stewards left. We've got an Endless Boy here, which actually pairs really nicely with Sacrifice because we can just keep sacking him and either moving him around or whatever. And by the end, we'll probably want to sack him and put him in front of Overgorger, like on the last turn, so that Overgorger is safe, gets a few more turns worth of train steward tanking for him so that he can go up and do like 300 damage for free before he starts taking damage. So that's our goal there, and then the rest of these guys are just here to do some damage and thin the ranks, so we didn't really have to get too much in the way of other units, like Overgorger, Deranged Brute, Branded Warrior are actually our only other 3 units. Both Fledgling Imps don't count because they're imps, and nobody likes those. Okay, we did not get the thing on the first turn, but we did get Ember Cache on the first turn, so that's fine. So him being up here will not kill him, so that seems fine. We are going to take 12 damage. It's not fine. Primordium goes here. I think Fledgling Imp goes here to then be sacrificed. Oh, shoot. No, he needed to go up before. Well, ballsack. That's alright. So we need 3 spaces up here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can do 1 here, 1 here, and then all the rest of this garbage gets to go into him. I'm going to save the Morsel Excavator for next time. Alright, Overgorger's here. Is he going to survive? So that is 11 damage plus 24 is 35. 45, 47. Technically surviving is better. Good. And we can add rage if we would like. I think we would like. Let's get this guy going. Let's get... Actually, you know what? Let's do some damage on the back end. So that's going to be... These guys have 5 sap. Okay, they're not doing anything. Poop. Well... It's less than stellar. He can survive a turn, but maybe we shouldn't risk it. So he'll go here. Oh, we got our bone dog. That's cool. Oh, he's going to put all those saps in every turn too, because that's a status change. Him having no attack is actually good though, because he's not using his 2 stacks of lifesteal. Little blessings. We're going to go ahead and do this, and the reason is we want to get him out of the hand so that he doesn't have to come back. He will survive the 1 turn. He'll do a little bit of damage, which is fine. And he's a sap target, which is the most important. Okay, good. These guys are dead. This guy's not taking any damage. We're good there. can very easily plink here. We can do a lot of things. So let's first see what our imps are. We've got Pyre Chomper and we've got Welder Helper. Well, okay. Alright. Seems good. Oh. There we go. Question is if we go ahead and also do Perils of Production. I'm thinking probably no. Probably no. Don't think we need it this turn. And we could probably be much better served by just doing this. Cool. Yeah. Accelerate this by 1 turn. And because he's killing both of these, we still get 2 more lifesteal on this turn. Probably won't next turn. There's just too many things on that row. Okay. How are we looking? So we do have a plink. So we can look to take out at least one of those guys. That seems fine. We can go ahead and do a fledgling imp here, and the reason we want to do that is to rage him and make sure that we still have the option of sacrificing it, actually, since that's our big brain play. Okay. So miner, excavator. We've got 1 energy left. Let's get this big boy in play. Save that backline just a little bit longer. We don't care about that guy, actually, pretty much at all, but we want to be able to sacrifice him for units. So, there's that. Okay. Rage is good. Ember is great. Damage shield 2. Multi-strike seems fine. We can't put him here. Okay. Does he have room to fit? Well, I can technically put him there, but I don't want to. I would rather plink again. Cool. Put a morsel miner. This is his last feed. So he'll be gone after this turn, and then we can put him out. So that seems fine. We've still got 3 more turns, and we'll cycle back through our deck pretty much every turn from this point forward. Let's tank a hit for somebody. I like the idea of adding more health here, just in case. I like the idea of giving this guy some lifesteal. And not much else to do. I don't think the Ember Drain is going to hurt us, so we can go ahead and further rage that guy, and then, I mean, obviously we have no space to play this guy, but that's fine. We'll draw him in a maximum of 2 turns, so no big deal. Sacrificing all the things. Let's get that extra Ember this turn. Let's get our Making of a Morsel this turn. Let's go ahead and sacrifice the guy who was gonna die anyway. Then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Feast all of that. And then we can put another one of these out. And that guy's dead, so whatever. Cool. Hey, somebody's going up top to justify us actually having units up here. Our Endless unit will die for the first time. That's good. That's actually what we want. We want him to die so that we can then put him in front of this man's. But you can see we got 276 damage times 2. Doing great on that front. So we can cast everything in our hand if we would like. I think we would. Question is if we need to pay attention to order. I think we probably just blink here. Oh, wow. Alright. At that point, do we just put the striker out anyway? Or do we continue feeding? I think we continue feeding for one more turn. Yeah, okay. Now, Ritual Battle is here. I think we actually just leave him. Maybe we just go ahead and play him to get rid of him. He's going to take 11, 12, 12, so he will survive. He'll do 30 damage twice, and then we can sack him next turn. That's fine. None of that matters a lick. And none of that matters a lick, so we'll just do that for grins. Final wave. Okay, so Endless Man can go out. That seems great. He'll die. He'll come back. He'll keep doing his thing. Everybody's happy. We can cannibalize this guy who's been literally here since day one. We got a plank. Didn't do the thing. That's fine. We have no lifesteal. Now we have a ton of lifesteal. Plonk, plonk. Good stuff. Okay, we got Feast again. So our order of operations is making of a morsel, morsel miner, perils of production, that's a draw, that's a plank, that's a magma morsel, then we feed, then we train steward. Alright, GG. Alright, and our train steward did exactly what it needed to. It tanked just a couple of hits, and we did 300 plus damage times 2 per turn, so 700 damage a turn was nothing to sneeze at. And it takes down 4,000 health pretty quickly. Good stuff. Okay, well, that is Cov16. We are moving on up. And that gets us a nice win, I think, for the first time with this combination. Certainly with Primordium, we hadn't won anything with it before, and we got Bone Dog, which is a good card, but honestly just doesn't come up very often, so it can be pretty hard to get that card back unlocked, just because it just doesn't come up. Okay, got some new cards. Okay, very good. We're moving on. Hellhorn is next, so we don't have to worry about those things. We're very close to finishing Hellhorn, so it would be nice. So if we look at, you know, not mastered Hellhorn cards, we saw both of these. We saw both of those this time. We potentially could have taken them both, and we potentially could have won with both. But the problem is, Dark Deal really would have been something we want to do like Primordium, and then you would have had less health to pass on. And 5 damage to our units seems harsh. You need a way to heal that, so Dark Deal works better if you've got like a Woken or some other way to like lifesteal up, and we didn't have like a consistent lifesteal source until the very, very end. And then Last Stand would have been cool, but it was expensive, and we didn't have tons of extra Ember until the very last fight, and we were offered this on like fight 2. So, just things to note, but as we look forward, obviously it's sort of expected to see this sort of triangular shape here where you've mastered more cards from the top to the bottom, but we're catching up quick on Umbra. We're only 3 short of Stygian here, so going pretty quickly, and we've also already got 8 out of 15 on the claim list, so good stuff. And I think that's probably all we care about for this one. So hopefully you guys learned something, and if not, at least hope you guys had fun. Other than that, we will catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.